Mama said live up to my name, but they jockin'. They gon' try, go and take your face for the profit. They gon' lie, they gon' slip and slide, get beside you. They gon' try, we 100 deep like Verizon. In the trees with the bumblebees on horizon. And catching Z's, I've been in the V on road to Zion. Sunday souls, I've been in that mode that I ain't buying.
He slaughter gang, then he ain't official. When that chopper sing, you really think that they gon' miss you. I spent $500,000 on dismissals. It's gonna be a hearse, not a verse if I dish you.
Welcome back, everyone. We are on our last movie for our throwback reviews. And since Welcome to Derry just dropped on Sunday, why not take it back to the OG? The OG one. Like, this movie came out in 1990, and it came out in two parts, which is, the book is long. If y'all ever seen the book of it, it is long, and even the series couldn't even put enough in it, and the 2017 movie couldn't put enough in it. So it's a lot there. If you really want to read and go, down the rabbit hole of Derry, read it, the book itself. It's a lot there. But we are going to talk about the very first It and all that comes with it. So at this point, I shouldn't even have to tell y'all. If y'all have not seen it, if y'all ain't seen the OG 1999 It, I don't know.
5 years late, baby.
Y'all don't know what to tell y'all. Because if y'all ain't seen OG Pennywise, which traumatized the generation of being afraid of clowns, I don't know what to say. But we're gonna talk about it. Before we get into it, how do you feel about it and the original version? Were you a fan of it? Was it something that maybe scared you as a child, or you like, I don't do clowns? Like, what is your impression of the very first version of it?
I liked it. I kind of remember how I felt when I originally watched it, because I didn't see it in the 1990. I was what, 5 or 6, but I saw it probably around like 10, 11ish, and like it did stick with me. But what stuck with me was like how weird all of the KIA scenes were. Like all the scenes where the little people were getting got by the clown. They were weird. They were really good. And back then, I couldn't put my finger on it, but now I know it was because of censorship. And yeah, like it's just those scenes, deceased scenes, were terrible. In hindsight, those were terrible, man. Like, but other than that, it still kind of holds up. I watched it like 2 days ago. So yeah, it still holds up. It's just those scenes where those kids are getting taken out by this clown were horrible. Like, bunch of bright lights and cutaways. Like, come on, man.
Well, it was like back in the day.
Yeah, I get it. And they were kids. And you really can't do that to like little people on like network television. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like even with like The Walking Dead and like, kids on that show, you never see them, taking the kids, away. You never see it on screen. So, so I get it. It was kind of corny to me. I just forgot like how cheesy the clown scenes were.
We talked about this a little bit the other day, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. Talk about the tropes of the children and the friend group that we have here. Because we did in Welcome to Derry, and I think we talked about it. This is Stephen King. We talked about it in The Long Walk, but we got to spend some time going through the kids and talk about them in the movie and how each character like represents stereotypical Stephen King-ish.
Yeah, I really think that when it came to like Derry, well, when it comes to any characters in Derry, they all kind of fit the Stephen King motif. They all have their little quirks that kind of like just they're exclusive to Stephen King. But the biggest thing in this that stuck out to me was like the bullies. Like the bullies in this were so over the top. They were bullies. And I don't know, it just seems like every trope was dialed up like to like 1,000 in this show. And I don't know if that's just the cheesy factor because it was the 90s, or if like that's just how Stephen King's work came across. Because I never read the It, like, you know, books or whatnot. I'm guessing just one book. The only book I ever like even cracked open with Stephen King was The Stand. And even in that book, which is like the size of the Bible, it has like all of these tropes in it. You know what I'm saying? It's the weird kid, the bullies, you know, the government agents in black type thing. It had all that. And it's I mean, I guess Stephen King kind of had his wheelhouse, and I dig it. And this though, I don't know if it was the writing, because I never read it, but I know that another director, you know, put the movie together. I don't know if it was his choice to lean into these tropes, or if that was just how he interpreted it from the book itself. But it really seems like this movie was putting emphasis on just how much of a character these characters were. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so over the top. I don't know if that was the cheesy factor. Like, I want to watch something else from like the 90s made in a similar way so I can like compare and contrast. Like, was all the 90s made for TV movies cheesy like that?
Well, because it depends now. Because think about it. I think because a lot of Stephen King's movies, when they went from book to movies, they came out as like specials on I want to say ABC.
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm like the Langoliers, The Stand,
Dreamcatcher.
I like The Stand. That's
Tommy
my favorite
Knockers
Stephen
was
King
another
thing.
one of them.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. About the dude who had the alcohol problem, and he was a writer. That was the movie. That was the book that was actually about Stephen King himself.
And the Tommy Knockers was the ones that they were digging up a spaceship that was underground.
Yeah, I remember that. But I just remember like the main character. I watched this kind of documentary or something I was watching with Stephen King on it. And he was saying that the inspiration for the main character in that was himself. He was like a recovering like substance abuser.
So, being that you can watch this at your home, everyone, if you watch it at your home. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, now I be watching stuff the ski mask way, so I can't necessarily tell y'all.
Is that how you watch it?
Where
the ski mask?
Where to watch this one at specifically. I didn't do my research, you know. But
man, I'm sure you got a VPN. You got a VPN. It is on Netflix.
But I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all can watch it at. Don't be like me. Let's see, where's it? Do not be like me. It is streaming on Philo, Hulu, and you can actually watch it on YouTube. Probably with the subscription is there.
I'm gonna say, is it free on YouTube? Because YouTube YouTube Red.
Yeah, you gotta have a subscription. You can find it also on Prime or on Apple TV. But
it's
now,
that's hilarious.
Now Apple TV gonna make you pay $3.99.
That's also hilarious.
Yes, but
was
if
it
you
like
have
a rental, a single rental?
I don't know. It just say $3.99. But if you have Hulu or Prime, then go ahead and hook it up with those two. So this is something that you can definitely watch at the house. So if you can watch this movie and have a family night, you gotta have some pizza.
Anybody here order a pizza?
Charlie! Pizza!
It dices, it slices, and yet makes French fries in 3 different.
Shout out to Graffiti's Pizza and McDonough. I even put my sister on this pizza. Let me tell you something. This is my go-to pizza. If I don't want to think too hard, I'm going straight to Graffiti's. And y'all, so I don't eat beef and pork, but they have like this Euro chicken pizza. Don't just get grilled chicken, get the Euro chicken. Thank me later.
I dig it. I'm just happy it's not Tostitos.
Well, I still got some in the freezer, okay? I still have some in the freezer.
Ironically, I got Johnny's Pizza to watch this.
Okay, I'm
going to be a Johnny's spokesperson in a minute.
This like Graffitis need to put me on. But I mess with Johnny's too. They're actually close enough to me that they, you know, I get Johnny's every now and then. I think I get like their rewards points emails and stuff like that. So I mess with Johnny's New York style pizza. But y'all, this is one of those movies where you have pizza and a movie night. Okay, so we're gonna hop into it. And again, at this point, I don't know what to tell you if you haven't seen the original It, because yes, we're gonna talk about the movie and spoilers and little different Easter eggs about the movie. So it won't be a full-on review. I want as much as we're gonna talk about the aspect of the movie as we are celebrating 90s horror. Now, I did a video last year about cold openings. I used the example of remake, but same difference. This happens. This movie lets you know in the first 5 minutes, F them kids.
Oh, yeah.
F them kids. Before we talk about this cold opening, I want to say hello to the chat. Let's see who's here. Tamika's Den. Y'all go follow Tamika's Den. We do Reasonable Doubt reviews on Friday. Let's see. We got Jeff in the chat. How you doing, Jeff? Yes, definitely happy Wednesday. And was that Shell? Hi, Shell. Yes, thank you. Appreciate the love for the channel. And John Watson in the chat. So, y'all, this opening. Now, if you didn't know this was a horror movie before, when you got this movie, when you got they let you know in the first 5 minutes, I'm not playing. And y'all know me, and I say this all the time. I am a sucker for a cold opening. Check out the channel. There's a whole live video where I think I did like my top 10 horror movie openings. This was on there because he took the baby first, little Georgie, and he was just trying to play with his little boat. And we have to talk about how we got here, so to speak. So his older brother Bill was sick and in bed, which we actually find out later. Bill told on himself and he admitted that he really wasn't sick, but he was presumed to be sick in bed. And Georgie wanted to play outside, and he was just like, "I'm sick." So Georgie took his little paper boat, floating it on down in the rain, and Pennywise is in the sewer. And now apparently the parents didn't tell little Georgie that you're not supposed to talk to strangers.
They did tell him that.
It wasn't given that.
he told Pennywise that. Like, oh, I can't talk to strangers. And Pennywise was like, "Well, hey, I'm Pennywise and you're Georgie. Right. Now we not strangers."
That's still a stranger, Georgie. That don't count. Apparently the talk needs to be had a little bit firmer because Georgie, it's still a stranger, Buki. It was still a stranger. And why are you having a conversation? Because when have you ever seen a clown
in a storm drain?
Exactly.
Yeah. Pennywise pop up in the wildest places.
Okay, but I take my dog for walks. He don't even like get too close to the sewer, so he ain't even about that life.
Oh
okay,
God, your dog is phobic. Your dog doesn't count.
He ain't going there. I'd be like, "You want to see a Pennywise in the sewer?" He don't want to go over there. He's not going.
Your dog understands perfect English. That's how scary it is.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he tried to do.
He ain't going down there. But apparently, and you know what? Bill, had you have been down there with your brother, maybe you would have told him we don't talk to clowns in the sewer because clowns belong in the circus, not in the drains, especially when it's raining. Because why are you outside in the rain? Okay, what are you doing down there? And you know, it was a
Unless they kids play in the rain though. Like I couldn't dare go outside. I guess it's a Maine thing because it's always raining in Maine.
or it might be a cultural thing because I tell you, he wasn't playing in the rain. Not tracking all that mud in their house and catching pneumonia.
I know, right? Go catch the cold. Go catch the cold quick.
Be laying in the bed like Bill.
For real. Yeah, man. I just think I mean it was a dope opening, but yeah, it's a lot of holes in it.
And it was a lot, and it was a lot more graphic in the 2017 version. Like they literally showed Georgie getting his arm ripped off, and him like crawling to safety. But so they kind of spared you from that. But the same thing ended up happening. He ate Georgie, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do think that not just because of the gore, but the entire scene and the setting, just how it was put together, was a little better in the remake. But we are working with 90s TV presentation versus a full budget feature film. So and they did good with what they had.
They did good what they had. And the thing is that it was on a family network, and there were certain things that they didn't want to include in there. So they didn't want to go full on, I'm going to completely scare you senseless, because this was on cable network. So there were certain things
play back then.
Exactly, that you couldn't do on cable TV network, of course. So they kind of spared us from that. But he you know, this was the end of Georgie right here. And because of what happened here, this leads to the rest of the events and all the guilt that what's his name, Bill, is kind of taking on for losing his for he feeling guilty that he wasn't there to watch his brother, and feeling like this didn't have to happen if he would have been there.
You lied and I died. Oh man, here's your
Yes, and here
Pennywise went line when he said that. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of that. Get off of Georgie.
So yes, we have our band of misfit children here, and we start with Bill, who Bill has a little stutter. So remember, this is the Losers Club here. So Bill has a stutter. Little brother just passed away. Side note, the mole that they put on the actor that played Bill, they put that there so that he could match the adult him who actually has a mole.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I guess they really liked the guy, you know, the actor who played adult Bill so much, which, you know, back then he was the guy, you know, he was in a lot of stuff back then. So, you know,
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, he was in a lot back then. And so because he had a mole, that they wanted the younger Bill to match him, so they put that on him. And we have Ben, the bigger kid, who was new in town, and of course getting picked on because of his size. You have Bev, who was her dad's a janitor and a creeper, which in the made for TV movie, for TV movie, they didn't want to go there. But like if you read the books, you know, when I say he was on that Game of Thrones, y'all know how to make the inferences
beyond on that. Man.
Yeah, he was on some of that. And we have Mike, who is the black kid in town.
Who
you gotta have a token
black crap just for being black. We saw that coming.
Exactly. So you have your token black, and little Easter egg, the guy who played the bully, Henry, that was using the slurs against young Mike, apologized to him like after for doing that, even though it was like that's how it was written, but like he felt bad for saying that, even though it's like that it's not him, it's like his character, but he just still felt bad about it. So he actually apologized to him in real life.
You hear a lot about that with white actors who have to play certain roles like that, and how they, I always go back to the Django and how bro couldn't take being cotton candy. He said he couldn't do it, man.
Yeah.
And Samuel Jackson had to talk to him. Was like, "Hey, fam, this is a paycheck. Relax."
But I mean that means a lot though that some of them, you know, shout out to the non-racist ones.
I mean, could you imagine just the disposition? You don't even have to be like staunchly pro-black. You're a white person, and this is part of your legacy, part of your history, and now you got to play it in the movie. Yeah, that disposition got to be crazy. I couldn't imagine playing. I couldn't imagine being a person who believes in actual equality and then having to play a butthole like that. Like, and then you got those actors who like really they get into those method actors. Like, come on, man. That's how Ed Norton was in American History X. He did the whole shaving his head thing and hanging out with Neos. he did the whole nine. So yeah, man, that's kind of tough to be on that side of the fence, playing that role.
And still being able to have empathy outside of it, because he literally could have just said, man, I'm just acting.
It's just acting, man. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. But but for him to just came up to him and said, I'm sorry, apologize. Like shout out to that guy, the one that played young Henry. And then also in the crew we have Eddie, who is a bit of a hypochondriac here, little one.
A bit. He lied to him his whole life, man. Boy, what's up wrong with bro?
And then you had Eddie and Stan, not Eddie. We got Eddie was the sickly one, and you have Richie, and then you have Stan. And Stan was the last kid to have been attacked by Pennywise at this moment. Before, like when everybody else was getting it piece by piece, because it would happen with like Bill first. With him getting Georgie, and then he kept, appearing to Bill, and then, it was over at Beb's house coming through the drain, and when it had like covered her bathroom and blood.
That balloon.
Yeah, so it was like it was playing on, just like as we saw in Welcome to Derry, Pennywise is playing on other children's fears and going at them one by one, and then Stan was like the last one who experienced that before they all went after Pennywise. And it's kind of how they, not only their experience of dealing with Pennywise, but all of them were like outcasts, all of them were being bullied. And so they kind of came together to form the Losers Club. So, by ourselves, we're kind of just flapping out in the breeze here. And I liked how they protected each other. Like they came together to protect Ben when the bullies was after him. They came together to protect Mike, who was also running from the bullies. So, one by one, they might not seem all that, but you get a bunch of people that's like, okay, enough is enough. And now that we're all together, I got your ass this time. you might get us on a one-on-one, but when you get us in a group,
it was more of them. They had the high ground. Plus, they was throwing rocks.
Throwing rocks, slingshots, and everything.
That's another aspect about Stephen King and like his books or his stories or whatnot. Like he has kids playing roles that seem to be much older than what they should be. Like those bullies had like homicidal intent. You know what I'm saying? Like if those bullies could have caught those kids at any point in time, they were gonna do more than just rough them up.
Oh yeah, though those bullies they was out for blood. Like they had it was carving. What's in that? The old boy with Henry was trying to carve his name on Ben's stomach. He got an H through before Ben got himself loose. But yeah, they were not just like, oh, I'm just gonna pick on you. They're they was like they could have really put these kids in a hospital, and they had like virtually like no remorse about it. So they're like battling the neighborhood school bully plus this supernatural entity, and all they really had in this moment was each other, because they literally it was coming at them from all sides. And then some of when they got home, because Bev was getting it from her dad when she got home, and then I want to say, was it Eddie or was it Richie? Or no, it could have been. It was another one of the boys that they had moved in with their auntie, and they wasn't getting along with their cousin. I think it was Ben. So they was also like getting it at they were catching hell from every which way the whole time.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it though. Like he don't go after people that's like settled and you know what I'm saying. Like if you got everything squared away, he ain't trying to mess with you. If you got some problems going on in your life, that's what he want. He want problems.
And we have to take a minute to talk about Tim Curry. Shell never really liked clowns when I was little, but then when this came out, they made it official.
It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, if you didn't like clowns before, if you just was unsure, this movie was the nail in the coffin for you. Tim Curry is one of those actors that you got to give him credit for having range. He has so much range. And whatever you thought you seen him in before and you thought you knew who he was, he able to pull it out even more. Little Easter egg, he was tormenting the children behind the scenes because like they didn't see him until he was in like full on costume, and he was doing like practical jokes and stuff on the cast. Like he wanted the fear to be real. I mean, Tim, don't play with me like that.
Glad he ain't what's bro name that played the Joker, Leto. Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, glad he didn't pull what he was pulling. They said he was putting like dead rats in people's lockers and stuff.
See, they be taking this too far. Like just because you doing too much. Like you ain't got to do all of that. Like just you coming out here looking like this is enough. Like you ain't got to do that.
Leto is something's wrong with him. Tim, like Curry is like he's just eccentric anyway. I think his regular personality is like that. You know, I don't think anything that he does is extra because he just is. Like he is extra. Everything I've seen him in, he's always he is crazy how he can play a different character but keep the same energy. Cause like him in the like one of the movies that I remember him from the most is the Congo. He played like the greedy I guess you can say tomb robber or whatever. And his character he was just hilarious the whole time. And even in this, like he's the bad guy here, and he was just hilarious the whole time. He's always hilarious. And it's his energy. It's very infectious.
Yes, Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then you see him
God.
in the 90s. Yes. Just a whole like he is able to just morph himself. And then you see him in Home Alone, which came out in the 90s. He was in Home Alone 2. Whole other personality. Like this when we say acting with range, this what we mean.
It's like I don't know how he can like portray different personas like that, but he still has this energy. It's a resonating energy that he has. He brings it to every role that I've ever seen him in. He brought that energy. Yeah, I think he's highly underrated. Even though people give him his flowers, I still think that he didn't get enough. It's kind of like Eddie Murphy in a sense. Like those guys are mad, like talented, and they don't get enough, in my opinion.
Oh yes, when you can just literally morph into these different characters and these different voices, and you fully immerse yourself in these roles to where you like blend in to where sometimes you gotta look up and be like, that's him again. Yes, this is range, and
he's
for
so much. He was so much of our childhood. He played so many. He was so many cartoon characters. He was the voice actor. It's like
yes. Not only that, exactly. He did a voice in Fern Gully. It was one of them. And let me see. He was also in
Fern Gully too.
Yeah.
What was he in Fern Gully, yo? Because I be quoting that movie all the time.
He was in Addams Family. He was in let's see. He was in Psych. He was in Scary Movie. Like this is the Tales from the episode of Tales from the Crypt. Like when I said this guy, he's all up and through here. Okay. So we can't even, talk about it without talking about Tim Curry, who brought us one of the most famous horror icons, which is Pennywise the clown. which is wild thornberries.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking about when I said it. He was in the Wild Thornberries.
Absolutely. And Pennywise is only one form of the entity of it, which made, the movie made it what it was because we pretty much associate it with being Pennywise. But it character takes many different forms because it does play on the fear of the children. So whatever it needs to frighten people or whatever it needs to appear to someone for its own needs, that's what it does. But Pennywise is the one that it is going to that it has put itself in this form for generations. And actually, the makeup on Tim Curry was actually going to be a little bit more. They had him doing like the streaks and stuff going through like his face, like we would think about Pennywise, but he didn't like doing all that makeup and stuff. He said I'll be fine with just this.
I mean,
He said, I'll make it do what it do just like this. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all.
I dig it.
And I was like, he was right.
I mean, you can add the part.
That's what I'm just like he
part anyway.
I was just like, yeah. When you got good acting abilities, you can say you ain't got to do all of that. Like I'm gonna get in here and get him no matter what. Just give me a little powder and I'm gonna make it do what he do. Watch. And he definitely
it depends on what you playing. He could pull off.
I ain't say everybody. Yeah, I ain't say everybody. I said people like Tim Curry.
Nah, Shorty because Shorty from what's called Hunger Games, what her name was, Jennifer Lawrence or whatever her name. Mm-hmm. Hunger Game chick. Yeah. You know she played Mystique in X-Men. She ain't want to put the makeup on.
Exactly.
Like nah, that don't work. That don't work. I don't care how good you are. You get if Mystique is blue.
Yeah. Choose your roles wisely.
Exactly.
Especially if you sign up for multiple movies and you know that
you're gonna be in a franchise.
Exactly. Don't complain about it later on down the line. So after the last kid, which is Stan, gets attacked, they devised a plan to let's go ahead and get him up out of here. Like we got to really stand up for ourselves. And so they got their slingshots ready because that's what we do. I ain't never had a slingshot in my life, but apparently that's what kids did back in the day.
I had a slingshot.
I ain't never had a slingshot.
I had the real one. You had to twirl it around and let that sucker go.
But they
the one that David had, he fought Goliath.
Well, apparently that's what they needed. And Lucas had one in Stranger Things. Okay, apparently
did.
that was the tool of 80s babies. And I'm an 80s baby, and I had a slingshot. But apparently you needed a slingshot. Okay, back in the day, if you fight monsters, we actually might need to add that to our horror movie rules list. Have a slingshot in your back pocket because apparently it's out here doing damage.
It's a trope. Like the kids with their slingshot fighting paranormal things is a definite trope. There's hella books, especially like child-oriented horror books that put that in there. But I mean, in this is ultra effective because it's all about belief. So like if you believe that it's gonna hurt them, it's gonna hurt them. Where bro said this is battery acid.
And Eddie came in clutch with his little inhaler. And
know, you can pretend to be sick, you can pretend this is battery acid.
And it was all about them no longer being afraid because their little asthma inhaler and slingshot would probably have not done too much damage to him because this is an ancient entity, by the way. It's not just the clown. This is just one form. But it's the fact that at this point in time, when they were all together, they were no longer afraid of him. Mm-hmm. And so they took him out with that. And they made a pact at the end of part 1, pretty much saying, like, if he comes back, we are going to come back and get and do what we need to do, because Pennywise, I think they said every 15 to 20 years he would come out. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, if he comes back, we're all going to get together and make sure he doesn't do this again. And they all, swore to this. And that's how we ended on part 1. Now, before we get in part 2, if you are here and have not hit like and subscribe yet, go ahead and do that. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, All Things Horror, All Things Nerdy. Okay, this month we've been doing 90s horror. I've been doing giveaways, trivia giveaways based on the 90s horror. So if you want to take part in the trivia contest, join the channel membership. Okay, lots of content that we can't show, to regular YouTube. Some things got to be behind the paywall. But come on and join the channel membership. Thank you for joining our channel's membership. We have a lot of good content for you to enjoy, members only perks such as Blockbuster Movie Night, unreleased videos, early access to videos, and so much more. You're going to have a lot of good times here. Let's get it, final girls and final guys. So we skip right on over to part 2. Mike is the only one who stayed in Derry. Everybody else left. They said, I'm getting the hell out of here. But what happened was when everybody left, now they became successful, adults, went on, had their own little careers and everything. Some of them got married. Mike stayed behind. Everybody that left had some kind of trauma response to what happened, and they forgot everything. Like they didn't remember a whole lot about Derry and what happened with like Pennywise. Like soon as they left, it was just like gone, like their minds hid it from them, and which further speaks to not only what trauma does to your brain when things happen to you, but it also says that Derry is under this kind of sinister spell like thing, because in the movie, like I said, when Georgie was getting attacked in the beginning, somebody was outside. When Beverly, I think, was getting surrounded by bullies or whatever, like the adults be around, like they be seeing this stuff. Or when the bullies come out, these children be getting beat up in the street, like the adults just be turning a blind eye. And there's like posters up all throughout Derry of these missing kids that have been missing for generations at a time. And the adults will explain it away as something that's not what it is. Like they're sort of complicit in what it has been doing to these kids because of some kind of, I feel like it's some kind of spell over the adults in Derry that make it easier for it, or Pennywise, to come in and pretty much snatch up these kids, because they'll, it could be plain as day that it was Pennywise, but the adults will make it seem like something that it wasn't, or find another way to put a spin on it, or they let abuse blatantly happen and not say anything about it. So once they left, they do nothing. But as the years rolled on, Mike started to notice children are missing again. And he called up everybody and kindly reminded them. He saw
that picture of Georgie, remember?
Mm-hmm. And it was more, and like it goes in depth also, like in the book, like more kids were, the kids were starting to go missing again.
Mm-hmm. He was like a detective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the detective, crime scene investigator.
And so he said, let me call up the Losers Club and let them know it's time to come on back, because y'all made a promise. And if we defeated him one time, we can do it again. And not only can we do it again, we need to do it again. And as they start to come back to Derry, the memories of what happened and the trauma start to come back and what happened. How did you feel about Mike, the token black guy out of the group, being the one to stay in Derry and be the one to have to call everybody to come back home?
Stephen King has a way of using black people as a catalyst for stuff. I don't know why he does that. I don't know if he has like this sense of there's a lack of black representation in certain media, but he uses black characters often as a narrative device to get the ball rolling on a lot of stories. So like when I saw that, it just harkened back to like King tropes. But then I had to remember that this is the 90s. So the stuff that I'm seeing now, this is the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just King has always been him. Either it's gonna be a black person or somebody with like some kind of disability. It's gonna be some kind of marginalized individual that gets the ball rolling as far as like combating whatever the big bad is. So yeah, that fell right into place. I do think that because you know I've seen it chapter 1 and 2 or whatever like recent in recent years, probably about a year or so ago, and compared to this, I feel like how they came back to Derry and this was more organic. Like it felt, it made more sense because when they left, it felt more like repressed memories than like some kind of magical spell. It just felt like something that they just put behind them. Cause like when he called them, they all had this sense of, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like they were all fearful. So I kind of think like they remember, they just suppressed their emotions behind the thing. But now in the remakes, it seems like people in Derry just forget. Like you get to a certain age, if you move a certain distance away from Derry or whatever, you leave Derry, you just forget. Like, but it seemed like in the 90s, it felt like more of a psychological repression.
And we have right here Black character movie tropes: the magical Negro and the token Black friend.
You should have put a strong Black man because.
Yeah. I mean, same difference, Throwback. Yeah. Well, see, that's what they see. I guess that's where they put it with the athlete because every time you see a Black man and he's strong, he's supposed to be good at sports and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, we don't make the rules here. This is just how we just point them out. As when you dive in and dissect film, especially when we're looking at Stephen King, and I'm a reader. I have Stephen King books, and I'll be watching the movies. But you got to point out the tropes and things. And I'm glad that a lot of studios are doing better with trying to not be so tropey with their characters. They're doing better. Kind of. I said some. But I mean, when you have culturally incompetent directors and producers, they're gonna fall right into this trap again.
I mean, it's just the lack of diversity. If you have a writer's room and it's like no Black voices in there, of course they're not gonna know how to address certain aspects of the Black community. Like they're gonna think it's perfectly fine because from their perspective, it's like, what's wrong with that? But like, if you're Black and you constantly see the same character over and over and over again, then you would freaking know what's wrong with it. But yeah, like I feel personally like Stephen King had, because he's from Maine, and there's no Black people in Maine. And the population is like 3% Black or something like that. And I feel like Stephen King had one really cool Black friend. And that one really cool Black friend is every Black character.
and not because you're right. Sometimes, culturally, people don't. I was in a class in my master's program, and there was this older white lady who the most Black people she had ever seen in her life was when we did residency.
That's crazy.
Her whole life. When I say older, I mean she was like late 60s older. And the most Black people she had ever seen was right there in that residency course. And she was from Maine. So I mean, sometimes it's how it happens. You might know one, and this one we got to reuse this one all over again, just to sprinkle in some diversity.
Shout out to whoever Stephen King one Black friend was.
I hope it wasn't the one that was supplying the powder.
The one dude, he out here slanging. That's messed up. Oh, that's messed up.
I really hope it wasn't that guy. I hope it wasn't that one. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, it's your boy Steve.
Because I will sit in this, and I will stay here way too long. moving along. So everybody wasn't excited about going home at this point.
He
So
made the right decision.
when Stan,
What?
we're advocating for health and wealth so that this.
But
won't
no,
be
he
stagnant.
knew that he was the weak link, and they had to be strong to
But
fight him.
that's
We knew if he was there, he would have sabotaged the whole thing. So the whole thing with him doing this to himself was so he wouldn't give Pennywise no ammunition. He knew how it was going to go down. So fam looked out for them by doing this.
but don't do that.
I mean, don't do that. But I mean, come on. The average person ain't fighting a supernatural freaking million-year-old entity.
Well,
Now,
Stan,
if you fighting a supernatural million-year-old entity, and the best way to give your family and friends a fighting chance is to do what Buddy did.
you saying like Sasha on The Walking Dead actually did that too.
She did.
When she said her and what was it, Rosita rolled up in the sanctuary, and they was like, they can't catch us alive. Well, they caught you alive, and they knew they were gonna be used as a bargaining tool. So Sasha said, I got the zombie out to give y'all a fighting chance. But I mean, I think he still should have at least, kind of talked to somebody and let the Losers Club be there for him. But Stan said, I ain't going back to Derry. I don't give a damn. He said, I know what's there, and I ain't going back. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this with y'all, which shows like the effect of how terrifying this must have been for children. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know as a child what it would have been like to be bullied at school and then be tormented by something you can't tell the grown-ups around you about because they're not going to believe you because Derry has a spell over them.
Watch those bullies get ripped apart.
Right.
By the
and have no idea, and just not knowing what this is, where it really came from, and that if I go back, it's there waiting for me and my friend, and it's still attacking these kids. Like all what we did wasn't enough. Like it's still there. As a child, that must have been terrifying because again, y'all know who we say the therapy wasn't therapizing like it was supposed to be.
No therapy before the 90s, before 99, wasn't no therapy.
So they didn't really get a whole lot of help. And even, what's his name? Bill, the way he was processing it was putting it in books. Like Bill was like a writer, and he was making all of these different horror novels because, Stephen King be putting himself in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one, the trope of Stephen King's. He gonna write a character that is him in every story. So
either that character is recovering from some kind of substance abuse, or he don't write it.
So Stephen King put himself into it as Bill, and so they get back together. They go out and have dinner, and that's when they find out that Stan is not going to make it, and they start being able to I had this life and I've done all this, but like the memories are coming back of when we were young and like how did we grow? Everybody went up in their own separate lives and like really lived, and like here we are. They was able to have a life somewhat separate from the trauma because in Bill, like I said, it was manifesting within these horror stories that he's writing. And that they tried to have a life separate from Derry, and then here we are again, and now all of the trauma that was repressed is coming out, and it's up to us to now do something and sort of be avenge Stan, because Stan is not here because Pennywise came back, and now we have to be the ones to do something. We have to do something about it. How did you feel about the adult Losers Club and them actually all of them pretty much outside of Stan saying, you know what, Mike, all right.
Yeah, I watching because I'm always comparing this to the remakes, but watching this scene, just the way that they talked about like how things seemed to be different when they left Derry and then they came back, and like all of a sudden their lifelong experiences come flooding back to them. That made me feel like they had powers, like like they had to shine pretty much. And I think these kids low key had to shine, which is why their beliefs work against Pennywise. Like they can believe that this has hurt him and it actually hurt him. But yeah, when this happened, these adult losers seem more capable than the remake adult losers. The remake adult losers seem more broken, more disjointed. This group of guys and one girl, they seem like the friendship never ended. It's like when their memories came back to them, it's like they had never left that moment when they defeated Pennywise. Like it all came back to them from then to now. Like they were locked in. That remake group, you know, they were like skeptical and stuff. Like Bill, he left. So like, yeah, I think they handled the
Mike had the drug bill to stay.
Yeah, you're right.
In the remake.
You're right. Well, Bill had it bad. Cause Bill in the remake saw that little kid in the freaking fun house, in the mirror house. Yeah,
that was like, you know, that was like the most horrible scene. But like I like that scene because it's like it shows how really helpless they were against Pennywise. That like a horror movie rule: don't try to be a hero because you can't save everybody. Even though if you might want to, sometimes you ain't no match for, you know, the supernatural. But
yeah, especially when like the key to beating him is being together, and that is like why I think they have to shine, because you know the more people who have to shine are like together, the stronger they are, and like it just seems like that to me, because to be able to manifest an offense with your mind against an entity this powerful, and it's just through belief. Nah, these kids got to shine. And like Pennywise seems to be, he's attracted to like feeding on kids. And you know, in Stephen King's universe, kids are more closely connected to the shine than adults are. So I always felt like Pennywise was seeking out the shine when he was picking certain kids or whatever. And I just feel like when he came to this group, it was just too much for him. Like these kids had together, their shine was way more than he could handle. So yeah, that's what I thought, you know, when I saw this. Cause like I thought that before with the remake, but they never really just spelled out like, yeah, these kids have powers. They never spelled that out. But it seemed more obvious in the original.
And as soon as they get back, Pennywise is like, been waiting on y'all. I already got one. I got one of y'all. Okay. Like I got Stan. It's I got some more graves set for y'all. I got y'all. So don't even worry about it. I'm gonna fill up every last one of these with every last one of y'all.
I had to hit him up with that, man. You false claiming. You ain't even get Stan. Yo, ass lying.
His body, he did. I scared him to it. Okay, it's because me. I did it, and he also Bill's wife. Pennywise appeared before Bill's wife, and she went into shock and went into like a catatonic state. And I remember watching this movie, and I was like, that this can happen to people. You'd be surprised. Like, no, that's a real thing. Like,
no, I know catatonia is real, but
it's real. Like, I didn't know that people could go into shock and freeze. Like, their body literally shuts down as a stress response. And I saw it firsthand working in a hospital, that it was a lady it's tragic. Her husband left her for the neighbor, moved in with the neighbor, and then passed away from like something with his health. So yeah, and she checked out completely, like gone. You know, y'all. I'm just saying, karma works in mysterious ways.
It felt like bro got hit by a lightning bolt. Like,
oh no, but yes, So she like had to grieve her marriage and her spouse like that and went into shock. And so being in a catatonic state is a real thing that happens when trauma that your brain never could fathom ever happen can actually happen, and it does, and your stress response is not even prepared to do anything about it. Your whole body shuts down. And so Bill's wife was just shut down after that. Like she was just gone, and that was more fuel. Yeah, like I mean, like they're that's it. And I don't want to call people like useless, but like she needed a lot of help in that because she was just gone. She couldn't do anything because of Pennywise. Like when people's bodies go into shock that they don't know what's going to happen, your health will do some crazy things. Like Child's Play 3, when Chucky popped out in front of that one guy and he had a heart attack, and Chucky was like, I ain't even do nothing yet. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
Like, I didn't get to use my knife, bud. Like, buddy had a whole heart attack immediately. Like, stuff happens when your body goes into shock. Because some things our brains are not prepared to do, which was more fuel for Bill to be like, you know what? Nah, that's enough for me right there. We got to take his ass out. No games, because Stan and now my wife. Yeah, you got to my wife. Now this is personal. If it wasn't already personal with Georgie, now it's personal. Because see, I've been moved on with my life, and now you're trying to bring me back to the old me. So let's go. But Pennywise said, I still got some tricks up my sleeves for y'all ass. He went and got Henry out of Juniper Hills. When we talked about this in our Welcome to Derry video, Juniper Hills is the town mental hospital. Henry ended up there because Pennywise like possessed him to the point and got in his head where
took the blame for all those murders.
Took the blame for everything, and including his own father. And so, Henry mind was gone after that. Just gone. As you can see, everybody else looked like they in their 40s, and Henry looked like he about 60. So
this kind of reminded me of when I saw this over again. I remember him. He almost killed the black guy. They were tussling over a knife. Now I remember that before I went back and watched it. And my thought process.
Oh yeah, he went after Mike first.
Yeah, I was like, why did Pennywise use bro to attack them? Well, because they weren't scared of him. So like he couldn't attack them directly himself. This reminded me of freaking Freddy versus Jason. When Freddy couldn't attack the kids because they didn't believe him.
They wasn't scared. Yep, they weren't scared enough.
So he had to send Jason out to do some damage in order to get them afraid of Freddy.
Yes, except Jason was doing. You're right. I didn't see that parallel, but I see it now.
Jason, the doggone bit it, bro. They bit them.
Yeah.
All these biters out here, bro. They be biting.
You see that before? I do see it. Pennywise definitely. He sent Henry to go do his dirty work to try to spark that fear all up in them again, because they're like, I'm gonna bring y'all original bully back, even though Henry was a little. He wasn't right. So, but we gonna pull him back out the hospital, and I'm gonna send him to do my light work. So then I come in and I go for the. I come in after
once y'all back good and scared.
Yeah. Freddie did that with Jason. But see, the thing is, when Freddie sent Jason was doing too much, and Freddie was like, wait.
Jason was doing a lot, man.
I ain't tell you to take everybody. These my people. Elm Street is my people. Hold on, Jason. I said do a little bit. now my beef is with you too, Jason. I was just like, I said scare him a little bit. Not take all of my folks now. I'm not done playing with him yet.
Did a lot. He did a lot.
Because Jason
he was just racking up the kills. You knew he messed him up when Shorty had passed out in the cornfield. He was about to get her in her dreams. And Jason got her with the pitchfork. He was pissed off then.
Jason said, you be playing around with people. You be playing games, doing riddles and stuff. You be want to have songs and stuff, doing all of this. All I got to do is take a couple swipes. Like, I ain't doing all that. Man. Like, you sent me to do a job. I did my job. Now, I don't do all that extra stuff. And Freddie was like, no, I didn't tell you to get that many. I mean, you could have took one or two, but like I ain't tell you, I didn't send you back.
Hey, your britches you got too big for your britches, fam.
And now that's where the battle came from. But I ain't even make that parallel, okay? Since we connecting the dots in these movies. See, now Freddie and Jason is part of the Stephen King universe.
It's part of biting Stephen King. Everybody bit Stephen King, man.
It's in there.
If I was Stephen King, I want me a check.
I know, right?
Give me a couple checks.
Exactly. So after they send Henry ass on about his business, they said we got to go back down here in this damn cave. After he done traumatized everybody, because again, it wasn't just the attack from Henry. Pennywise was appearing to them all over again. Like he was showing up,
that house that was boarded up.
Yep, showing up in the boarded house and showing up as I think he was like possessed like an old lady going after Beverly.
Yeah,
and showed up like as a skeleton of, was it Ben's father? I want to say something like that. But yeah, so he's back to his old antics at this point. Outside of Henry, he's just like, I need to scare y'all all over again because y'all didn't get called back to stop me. Y'all got called back so that I could actually get y'all for real this time. Like y'all might have got the upper hand last time, but I done had like 15, 20 years to marinate on this so that I can make I've been marinating on what I'm gonna do to y'all this go around. So that this time I'm gonna get y'all. Yeah. I ain't forgot nothing because Pennywise said it's up and it's stuck and the beef is forever. So I'm getting every last one of y'all. That's why y'all graves is ready for y'all. But they said not this time. We finna meet you where you at. And when they meet him where he's at, they said, well, who is this?
It's weird.
What is
CGI spider, man. You know what though? This is the one scene, like it's cheesy, but I really wish that in the remake they didn't turn him into a giant. Like in the remake, he became a giant spider thing too, but it looked way better than this, of course. But it's still like, I don't know, something about the giant spider thing is less scary than the clown. Like it's less scary than the other stuff. His final form is less scary than the other stuff that he was doing, to me.
Well, now that you say in final form, because yeah, he did take on some creepy things. But at the end of the book, but like me, I'm afraid of spiders, so it's still scary to me. So when I'm like, so it's a spider, a giant spider. It's a big ass spider. What are we doing here? This is who you really is. You've been mental projecting as other things because you down here, Charlotte. It's you the whole time. I mean, yo, funny looking ass down here.
It makes sense. Spiders is like arachnophobia is like the number one fear in the world, so it makes sense why he would be one of the most fearsome creatures in the human psyche. Cause like that fear is genetic. We all passed that fear down from got that passed down to us from our ancestors. So yeah, it makes sense for him to be a fear that we have within our genes. Yeah, I dig it. But at the same time, he was scarier shit throughout. Like he was way like he was scarier as the lady. As the old lady,
that came after and was running after Bev too. Because they didn't stay there like scary as hell with that. Yeah. I mean, and I get it that like he has appeared as creepier things. And when the person that had the leprosy also, he was very creepy as well. And he was like a werewolf. One of the kids were afraid of like werewolves.
Yeah, that was hilarious though, because that werewolf costume, it looked like I made it.
Look, this is the 90s.
They put bro with a Party City werewolf.
This ain't American Werewolf in London. This was
Oh man, that werewolf costume was bad, man. Like
And not
it
only
wasn't a lot of bad stuff in this movie in these movies, but that werewolf costume was one of them.
well, this also remember again, this was on network television, and they didn't want to go over the top with the fear because it was on cable TV. And which is probably why our parents let us watch anything, because they assumed if it was on cable TV, then it was okay because of the certain restrictions that they had on TV at the time. So they had to like not make things as scary as they could have been, or not as severe as they could have been, which is why I feel like we got a second chance at this with Welcome to Derry, because now that it's on HBO, I think they're literally gonna be like, I don't give a damn. Whatever Stephen King said was scary, we say we gonna put it in here because we don't give a damn. We're gonna put it in here. So I think a lot of the real darker tones that was in the book, it is gonna come out in Welcome to Derry. So if you were somebody who didn't think it was scary, or you read the book and was like, they ain't do enough, go on and watch Welcome to Derry. We're going to be covering it on the channel episode by episode. And I think that they are going to add in a lot of these darker and more morbid tones that was left out in a movie that probably premiered on ABC. So it's only so much.
Ain't even no hope. Like that first episode was crazy.
Pretty much told us that they gonna do it.
We already knew when the car ride happened. It was like, yeah, this is about to be something else. This is about to be some other shit.
Yeah. They said, "Oh, y'all want the coked out Stephen King? Okay."
This is exactly.
That ain't no problem.
Oh man. Stephen King made anything. He write a story about anything, man.
Freaking, y'all want what he really said in here? All right.
Freaking.
Say less.
What was that thing of a loon? That freaking thing that the mangler? It's an inanimate object that it's in a factory. Like, come on, man. He made Christine the car. That was Stephen King. The car taking people out. The car was possessed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess Cujo is a dog. I guess that don't count, but still.
I still don't know what a Langolier is after all these years.
Langolier, they're time eaters. They eat time.
But the graphics in that, y'all.
I mean, it's like Pac-Man. They're like Black Pac-Man.
I'm sorry, Stephen King. I'm a fan. I am.
Yo, I pick on Tubby about Langoliers all the time because he was like, "Yo, what the hell is this movie?"
I'm a fan still. I promise I am. But we pull out the old inhaler and get busy on this, and they gotta put your boy back down for the next decade or two until he comes back out again, and they climb back out, and they're a little wounded because somebody didn't make it. I think Eddie. I think it was Eddie that didn't.
He dies. He doesn't make it in both of them. The remake either. In the remake, it was much more heroic.
So we got a couple less losers here, but they did what they came to do, and we end the part 2 with Bill, his wife, getting her back to a better mental state.
Yeah, she was wrapped up in like spider webs.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't take her to Juniper Hills because she would have been in there like Henry. He said, I'm gonna get on this bike, like I used to ride bikes back in the day, and maybe maybe you just need to get outside, get some fresh air, and be around somebody who loves you. And Pennywise, we done did something with him. That he's actually a big spider, is what he is, and we fixed it. So got her some fresh air, and she came to.
Need to stop marrying people from Derry.
He might not need to go back, and if he does, stay home.
Ain't nobody here. Because when you come back again, everybody gonna be in their 60s. It's like, bruh, we ain't got it this time. We can't find them this time, man.
Yes. And nobody actually had kids. Like Bev was in an abusive relationship, which they end up, you know,
Yeah.
that
Now that dude was tripping.
got rid of his ass real
He was
fast because we
tripping
ain't got time
hard.
for him. We got somebody worse than you out here, buddy. We
Like,
ain't
what? Throwing glasses across the room. The hell wrong with you?
somebody worse than you. But none of them had children. They said later on, Bill and his wife, when she, got back to her normal self, did. But like from them leaving Derry and before they came back to defeat Pennywise, like all of them were like childless. And it just makes you think, did that have something to do with the regress trauma that they had? That like my childhood was so broken, like I can't even fathom putting my own kid through something like that. So I think Bill was the only one who, out of them, and this was even after the second time they had to face Pennywise, was the one who ended up having kids. But like that first go around, like,
I mean, I would understand though if you think that there is a elderworldly entity out for you for the rest of your life, and the most you can do is lock it back up every couple of years. Yeah, but it's coming for your kids next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see them rationalizing not having kids in order to protect those future kids from having to deal with this clown. You know what?
And I didn't even think about that though upon first watch. I just, I did my research and like realized, like, yeah, like all of them came back childless.
Yeah.
After that whole trauma situation.
Watching this movie made me think about the other like Stephen King movies where they had like kid crews that grow up into adults. There's like two other ones that I can think of, but my favorite joint is Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher has similar notes to this, except instead of it being like a clown from another dimension, is aliens instead.
Right. Oh yeah, I love Dreamcatcher too. That's another one of my favorites. But he got some good ones, and then you get something like the Sleepwalkers.
Yeah, them with the cat people. Yo, that movie was a fever dream for me, man. Like, did that movie actually happen?
Because I don't know what he was on when he made that movie.
Yeah.
And why he made Sleepwalkers and why y'all chose to make this into a movie.
Yeah. I'm like, why is that the name of the movie for one? And like, why are they like half cat people, but they're afraid of cats? But and then why is it a mom and a son?
And it was the little Game of Thrones-ish. Y'all know what I mean when I say that.
That was pretty bad. Like, why was
it was like some Norma Bates. It was on some Norman Bates. I don't know what in the world was going on with this movie. It was
that might be one of the more out there Stephen King movies.
Stephen King was on the Starship Enterprise when he made that one.
Definitely. Definitely. He just needed to sell something. He just sold whatever. I think that was a short story too. He had a lot of short stories turned into movies. So like, yeah.
I'm sure he could have pulled something out the bag with that one. Because Stephen,
whatever pays, he actually was featured in that movie. He was one of the crime scene investigators when the girl beat the boy up at the graveyard.
Yeah, because he gonna throw himself into some movies and TV shows like Creep Show. He go if he ain't write himself into it as a character, he gonna do a cameo.
He gonna show up as a cameo.
He gonna show up looking weird and everything. I'm sorry, Stephen. I am a fan.
Yeah, Stephen King is that dude, man. I can't even lie. He one of my favorite like writers. I don't read a lot for like pleasure anymore. But the few books that I've read in like recent years were his. But yeah, stop reading for pleasure right around high school. he got the
I
college.
tried
He had to read the read.
For real. I know life gets hard. I still love books and read. Y'all know me, I'm still a bookworm. I just wish I had more time to read. But yeah, I got my Stephen King books or whatever, you know. But thank y'all for hopping in here. This was our last pick for our 90s throwback horror. But the celebration don't end. Tomorrow is our 90s horror celebration. Okay. We are doing a virtual Halloween party, costumes. We've got games. We've got a full panel. Y'all got to be here for this because y'all already know it's going to be some shenanigans and some foolishness because it's me. You know, I got some shit set up. So we're gonna have a good time and a full panel. Come with your costumes. It's going to be a good time for us to celebrate Halloween and to celebrate 90s horror. If you made it this far and you have not, make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you know when we go live tomorrow for this virtual Halloween party. And that Friday on Halloween, we will still be doing our Reasonable Doubt. Okay, so make sure y'all pull up. And I got something for y'all to end this live off to get y'all in the headspace of celebrating 90s horror. And we're going to see y'all tomorrow.
I can put you in a log cabin somewhere in Aspen. Girl, ain't nothing to the pain, ain't tricking if you got it.
Go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that.
Put you in a
He's
mansion
out there and he's watching us.
somewhere in
What are you waiting for, huh?
Like I said, ain't nothing to the pain. We can change the last name. What's happening? Cause you look so good. Tell me why you wanna work here. I put you on the front page of a King magazine, but you gon' get yourself hurt here. Hey, baby, I brought you in the back just to have a conversation. Really think you need some ventilation. Let's talk about you and me. Oh,
we go from taking Kel to the hospital to catching a goddamn snake.
I think she want me. Nah, I can't leave her lonely. No, ooh, I can't believe it. Ooh, she out on me.
Lay low until he knows you're alone, and then he's gonna come after you.
I can't leave her lonely. No. And you don't understand, she made the people say, yeah.
Abraham Whistler.
Yeah.